okay, like a cartel. And OPEC was a cartel that my professor used an example of it when I was going to college. Dr. Kurth, Dr. Mike Kurth, he's on my Facebook. I think he lives in Moss Bluff too. He um he used an example of OPEC being a cartel. They met and they decided what the output was going to be for the global supply of crude oil, and they would artificially cut output, and it would jack the price up because the less of anything there is, the more scarce something is, the higher the price for it. So, and then they maximize their profits that way. They gouge us and they maximize profits. So my theory is that the food producers like Kraft and General Mills and Pepperidge Farms and people like that, ConAgra Foods, you know, they're part of the Illuminati too. Not every single one of them, but I know General Mills is because I have a video of the Antichrist on the back of their freaking cereal box with Honey Nut Cheerios, and I'll post it on Facebook sometime. And and I believe the retail. I know Walmart is in on it, and I'm saying it's really possible that other large, huge, national and international, and maybe even regional grocery stores and retailers like that um, could be involved in it too. Now, if there's a cartel to limit output and to artificially um, jack up the price, and it's not just for profit, it's to break the middle class in this country to get their freaking it. What they the plan is to kill us with gas and food of such high prices on the middle class, and and to squeeze us to the point where we blame the welfare people and the freaking Democrats, and they can get their freaking Republican person in there, which will have no problem doing what they have to do to make this country decline even further, to break us, so we'll be assimilated into the global New World Order where Brussels is the global seat of power, and Rome. Okay, now that is the plot. Now, I don't know everybody that's involved in it, but I'm saying there's a strong possibility that collusive agreement could exist, not to maximize profits, that's part of it, but to break us financially, to put pressure on us as leverage to get their political people in there to get America online with the New World Order. They had it going on with George Bush, W. Bush, because he was ready to sign a deal with the president of Mexico and Canada, Prime Minister of Canada, to erase our national borders to make us one North American Union consolidated regional entity, and to replace our three national currencies with the Amero, and to build a big super international highway from Canada through the United States all the way down to Mexico, through Mexico, maybe to the bottom of Mexico. I don't know how far they wanted to make it. And in so doing that, they would blur the lines of our formal national boundaries and our formal national sovereignty, and in another generation or two, you see what I'm saying? The people coming up would be so conditioned to that, to where they would forget that we even were a nation at one time. You see, it happens over a long period of time through generations of people. because they forget the way it was in the old times, and then the new ones coming up are just used to it. You see what I'm saying? That's how it has to happen in small increments over a long period of time, because people die off, and the ones coming up, they're conditioned to the new reality. You know? So I think that's possible. And my point is, I think maybe Kroger, if they were involved in that, I'm not saying they are for sure, but they could be doing like Kuwait. My professor told me that, Dr. Kurth told the whole class that the reason they had the Gulf War, the Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait and blew up his oil wells, is because Kuwait was a part of OPEC, but they were making so much money at that high price of selling crude at that artificially high price, because they cut production, that Kuwait went behind all the other OPEC country cartel members' backs and started producing more oil secretly and selling it to make even more money, because they were greedy. And Hussein found out about it, and he went in there and he blew all their freaking oil wells up. You know, he enforced the cartel agreement, the OPEC agreement. He was enforcing it. That's what happened. And so my point is, I think Kroger could be doing the same thing. They see an opportunity to make a buck, and they see Walmart's, charging outrageously high prices, because they're thinking six, and they're online with the plan to break us, and profits are coming second to them. Breaking us is the primary goal right now. And I think maybe Kroger sees the opportunity to take their place and put in, Kroger Coke machines for 25 cents, and doing a lot of other stuff that Walmart used to do before Sam Walton died. And I think maybe there's a strong possibility that the same scenario is playing out with Kroger versus Walmart and the rest of these collusive people in their cartel agreement to break us, because they want that money. And that's my whole point. And the people they get their soap from with a little owl on it gives it all away, because that's the Bohemian Grove people. They're part of the plan, and it's right there. And I deciphered that little picture, with the owl, which is Bohemian Grove, which is wisdom from the illuminated devil. The Illuminati people think they know more than everybody else, and the glasses make him see clearly, and they're a red frame, which is a framework from the red people, which is the global international corporation special interest people. You see what I'm saying? That's who it is. So anyways, that's all I got. Peace.